And if he does reach his potential of 6'9", which I hope he doesn't reach that, I'll be the first father going, I hope he doesn't reach what the doctors project him at.
And people don't do that. They just have this one thing, like, I'm going to join a gym, I'm going to get a trainer, I'm going to get ripped. That's cool to a degree, but there's so much more than that. And I think when you unlock the other parts, the getting ripped part becomes a whole lot easier because you're not so focused on it, not so stressed out about it.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think it really seems to relax the people I work with, at least. And when they go, I want to be here, and I'm like, okay, stop. Because let me just give you an example. I just got back in town, so I'm talking to all my one-on-ones, and I got this savage of a woman. Savage. She's competed in 3 powerlifting meets in the last 2 months, and then after that, she wants to get on stage to compete in figure. And she's done this before, and she's in her 40s now, and she's an absolute savage. And she has in her mind, and this is why I say you're always your worst coach. You know, she has this number in her mind, and that number can't change because then she'll feels bloated, doesn't look as good to her mentally. It's just, you lose it. So she wants to train for powerlifting and set these world records while being on somewhat of a deficit, so she doesn't blow up and doesn't build too much muscle, so she can stay in a weight class. And then afterwards, she'll get ready for her show. And I go, listen, you're trying to do 10 things at once. And so I'm okay with that. I'm somewhat the same way. But at some point, you got to understand, if we can't raise your body weight, we're trying to set PRs. And then after this, your goal is physique, in that sense, building the body. You have to understand that you're going to feel like shit 24/7. Because you're powerlifting and you're closing in on this meet, you're not going to eat enough to recover. And you're not saying, hey, let me set a PR this year, and then next year set a PR. You're going, each meet you want to set a PR, and your meets are 4 weeks apart. I'm like, you're asking a lot. You're asking a lot. So I would like you at some point to go, let me tone it down a bit. Let the body kind of move up a little bit so you can build. And that way we heal as we move forward, instead of always beating the body down to just an extreme. But that's just my take on just somebody I talked to today, that, you know, as bad as we want it, in, like you said, the culture, I need to be ripped today. I need to have this today. And then I'm going to maintain it, which there's no such thing as maintaining. But it's like, you got to give yourself some kind of room to breathe. You got to be able to breathe. And I know that you've seen me go through my phase where, hey, I'm focused on strength. This is what I'm going to do. Okay, now I'm going to slice up. And you've seen me get ridiculously sliced. But I don't stay there. And we just had a conversation with Frank Zane, did we not?
Yep.
And do you remember that conversation about the peak of the mountain?
Yeah. You just posted it the other day, right?
Can you refresh the viewers here if they did not see it?
I couldn't do it justice like
I'll do it.
Frank did. I think you'd be better at it, but
I was so excited.
Huh?
I was just so excited when he said it, because it's just nice to hear somebody that we look at as an actual professor to us.
Yeah.
And in this business. There's not a guy on social media right now that has 10 million followers that talks about it that I would respect more than Frank talking about nutrition and training. His years of education outweighs everyone. And so him saying that you never stay at the peak of the mountain, you come back down to base camp, you recover, you feed, you get more in your package to carry up, and then go back and climb the mountain again. And that was his gist. That's me just putting it on a short note. But that's something that you and I do. And you right now are so hyped up at the base camp going, let me go. Let me climb that mountain again. I'm ready to go. I'm testing the blood. I got my vitamins, my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner vitamins. And you get to test this again. And you're doing every 3 months.
Right.
I'm doing every 6 weeks. And like you, this is so fun. I'm going to document the next 5 years. because of the fact that I would like Titan to have something to go, here you go, and let him tell the story relative to me.
I got a guy I want you to get on your podcast. His name's Mike Chan. I had him on my podcast the other day and my Zoom call. He's in the Philippines, and this guy has so much knowledge. He runs a few longevity centers there in the Philippines. But this guy's knowledge base is so deep and wide, you're going to love it. And what you had mentioned about having your blood, you're going to do it for 5 years. All he talked about, where he really emphasized the fact that data is exactly what we need. We're in a day and age where data is available to us.
Yeah.
So we got the Whoop bracelets and the Aura rings and all of these things that can track sleep. They can track heart rate. They can track all of it. Even our phones are so sophisticated. But the data that we can have and analyze can absolutely change the way we exist if we just take a look at it. So I'm going to get one of those Whoop wristbands, and I'm trying to get them to sponsor me because it would make sense, because I really want
to have mine.
Okay.
I have one. You can have it. I did it for about 3 months and tested it out. Wasn't happy with the usage of it or the understanding of how to. For me, it wasn't simple.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted this information, this, and this. I couldn't. It was one of those days. Jeffrey, find me this. Find me. It was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Someone was telling me, yeah, all you got to do is a Google search on. I'm like, man, if you can't tell me right here, right now, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I'll give it a try, though, because I do understand and I value that data now more than I ever have in my life. And that would be the message to get across. Like you had mentioned, these younger kids have all of this available now. I wasn't doing blood work back in the day. I was just freaking showing up and lifting weights, man. Yeah. But now with all of this information available, someone could track their life from age 20 to age 60 and have so much valuable content. That could be a book. It could be anything. It's just stuff to look back on to repeat. All I have are journals from when Kathy Sasson trained me for the EAS ad,
So I have that journal from 9 years old when I started this, and my first pictures and the measurements of my arm, and every 3 months after that, and to 11, 13, my first Olympic lifting meet, 14, my first bodybuilding and powerlifting. And I have this thick notebook, and it's all the way through my teens and into my 20s of training, of my measurements, my body weight, everything. And I'm sitting there thinking about Titan and what this kid is going to have. And because if you think I got hate or get hate, which I don't get hate. I never think of that as hate. It's below average people crying about their what their genetic or what their effort is. But what I love is that he's going to get tenfold. He doesn't want to do it. But when I get to that age where he gets to check his blood and see how he's growing and how his expand is, and if he does reach his potential of 6'9", which I hope he doesn't reach that, I'll be the first father going, I hope he doesn't reach what the doctors project him at. It's like 6'6", we got him, right? You, me, Heath, we got him at 6'6". He'll do whatever he wants. 6'9" is a little extreme.
Yeah, that's big.
You're going to say goodbye to him at 12. I'm probably by 13, 14. Oh, boy. So it's going to be a fun ride. Listen to what Clark's saying, though, about two guys that have done this and competed at the highest level. That's was chosen to be on more fitness covers because of what the leaders and of the industry believed what the ultimate male should look like.